Hi everyone, my name is Melissa and this is my partner Kevin, and we're here to represent our project SIFT Collective. So we started working together because of our shared passion for sustainability and because we both started to notice widespread unsustainable practices within the fashion industry. Right now, over 17 million tons of clothes are sent to the landfills every year just in the United States. And if clothes are donated instead, over 500,000 tons are exported overseas because they cannot be sold, and that hurts local economies. Unfortunately, less than 15% of the textiles discarded are recycled. And so we started to dig more into this textile waste issue and constructed an ecosystem map. It got extremely convoluted, but we decided to focus on the following 4 stakeholders: consumers, sustainable brands, upcyclers, and downcyclers, which the last 2 we combined into textile recycling. So we started interviewing different people in each stakeholder group, and we noticed certain trends. For consumers, we noticed that it was very time-consuming to research sustainable brands, and there were many different price misconceptions, as well as there was no standard for sustainability. On the sustainable brand side, we noticed a similar trend, which is there's no standard for sustainability, and there's also low visibility and low accessibility to consumers. And then finally, for textile recyclers, we noticed it was very difficult to break down polyblends, and there was also a low demand for recyclable materials, which both led to underdeveloped technology in the sector. So to solve this, we developed SIFT Collective. And to show you how SIFT Collective works, we created this animation. So currently, the current situation right now is clothes are sent to a retailer, which are sold to a consumer, and if they don't want their clothes anymore, they either send it to the landfill or a consignment store. And if the consignment store can't sell it, it's either exported or sent to the landfill. So right here on the right is where SIFT will disrupt. SIFT will take the clothes from the retailers and sell to consumers, and the consumers can send us their unwanted clothes, which we will then send to downcyclers and resell back to our manufacturers. This will solve all the different pain points for all 3 of our stakeholder groups. Now, coming into the BLI summer capstone, we had a couple different research goals. The first was to conduct consumer research by doing focus groups and online surveys. The second was to develop our sustainability criteria, which involved recruiting vendors, doing research, and conducting a pilot draft, and then readapting based off the feedback. And then finally, we wanted to create a website pilot. So for consumer research, there were 3 main categories that we wanted to focus on. The first would be lifestyle choices. So where do people shop and why, and how do they dispose of their clothes? The second is purchasing criteria. So how do people shop, and what is the criteria to making certain purchases? And then finally, the shopping experience. So what is the user interfaces that people like and dislike? And we explore different online shopping with these consumers. And so next semester, we will be conducting online surveys to validate these focus group insights, as well as get feedback on our website pilot. For the sustainability evaluation, the goal was to develop a robust yet adaptable evaluation for sustainability in an effort to bridge the gap to understanding sustainability between consumers and brand partners. So we developed these 6 categories and created questions for each. So this is the entire sustainability criteria. And so if we zoom in, we can see in the social category that there's different questions like, does the manufacturer provide a safe and healthy workplace? Does the manufacturer have policies in place to prevent discrimination? And then there's also a little bit more guidance on how they can answer these questions based off if they have a certification or whatnot. For the website pilot, the goal was to develop a fake front door to gauge brand interest, build social engagement, and gather feedback for our final design. So to do this, we developed a low-cost model, and we tested it and got some feedback, and then we launched our pilot at the end of the summer in August. And so now I'm going to pass it off to Kevin.
Thank you, Melissa. So this is a visual representation of the work that we had planned to do over the summer back in April, primarily focused on sustainability criteria, focus group, and then the work leading up to the website platform being launched. Over the summer, we focused on 3 core BLI habits to start. In particular, start where you are, start small, and always ask. So this is a learning process for all of us in terms of leading a startup. So there's a learning curve for all of us. Start small. As Melissa had touched upon, the ecosystem map, there's a lot of different moving parts, extremely complex. We really need to focus on priority items in terms of what's important to us, what's most salient, and identifying small steps to work towards the larger goal. And then finally, always ask in terms of understanding our why and being inquisitive of the entire process along our journey. So this is representative of the work we actually did over the summer. As you can see, there's a few additions compared to what I showed you just before. And I want to talk about our next BLI habits of expect challenge. Over the summer, we've logged over 1,000 plus collective hours, and we've accomplished a lot of different things, and we came across a lot of different challenges. One of them being vendor recruitment. We contacted 232 brands, and 66% of them did not even respond. And we've reached out via phone, email, all sorts of different social media channels, and 20% politely declined a potential partnership. What we found was that COVID-19 has allowed these smaller brands downgrade their operation as a response to lack of demand and the surrounding pandemic situation. The other BLI habit I want to bring up is pause and reflect. Among all the things that we're doing here, we sat at least 2 weeks across the summer every week, sit down and evaluate what we're doing, making sure that what we're doing is relevant and salient, and making sure that we're not stretching ourselves too thin and overwhelming our team in the number of things that we are doing. Then I want to direct the focus to focus groups that Melissa had give you a briefing on, but more in depth about the results. This is from our pre-survey, and this shows the relationship between age and the shopping frequency. As you see a larger influx in the number of online purchases per year for 22, 23-year-olds, and that can be speculated possibly due to new disposable income after graduation, possibly, or being up and more inclined to invest in the new trend. But what's more interesting is what we found in the actual interviews themselves. Despite consumers' desire to invest more in sustainability, their actions differ. So consumers, although they want to be more eco-conscious and they are so for sustainable goods, there's always a reason that stops them, either at the cost, variety, they can't access it. Knowledge on sustainability is a powerful nudge for consumer to buy a sustainable good. However, these type of knowledge or facts isn't something consumers are willing to seek out for themselves. And the last point I want to make is that H&M, TJ Maxx, Urban Outfitters are among the top brands that were mentioned across the interviews. And we speculate this is due to affordability and variety, and people just want options. So this is just a very small snapshot of the findings that we had for our focus group interviews. But essentially, we want to convert these insights into hypotheses, which we will then test with a larger sample population via our online survey to validate our findings. Due to all the work we've done over the summer, we thought we could translate our work ethic and our commitment to the fall. As you can see, there's a lot more stuff going on now in the diagram. And this was a mistake on our end because as full-time students, we're unable to commit the amount of hours we did for the summer. So we actually downgraded, as you can see. It still seems like a lot, but we primarily focused on, for the fall, this fall, downcycling research and initiating that integration with our platform, marketing our platform, and then ongoing maintenance and improvements to our current website and platform. So moving forward, we want to continue building a team that has a shared passion for sustainability and capacity to work to learn. As SIFT Collective, we want to continue collecting, combining to create a platform that truly enables a sustainable future for the fashion industry. This is the multidisciplinary and diverse team that is making SIFT Collective happen. Please visit us at siftcollective.com to learn more about what we're doing. And special thanks to the Capstone leadership team and BLI for bringing us on this journey as well. And thank you to all our brand partners that have stuck with us. Thank you.